Hello, everybody. Welcome to the PIPCAST 3000, episode 89. This is a bi-weekly podcast where we talk about gaming and news about gaming, and usually have a dedicated Fallout topic. As I said, it's a bi-weekly podcast. Every other Sunday, 10 a.m. Pacific, I am Caedo Genesis. This is my co-host, Bad Company Sarge.
Hello there.
And we have a lot of things to talk about, apparently. And just as a heads up, the topic is going to be a tier list because I'm really tired. And we finally decided on something fairly simple, but not another The Gamer article, because that would make them twice in a row, and that would also feel like cheating. So we're instead cheating with a tier list this time. And it's going to be related to where we're rating the some Fallout 4 unique legendaries or guaranteed legendary items, weapons in Fallout 4. You'll see when we get to it. Because we'll have visual on screen as well. Tip of the day. We usually have a tip of the day and a comment of the cast. Tip of the day this time, because it's getting a lot hotter outside in a lot of places. Douse your flames and snuff your butts. Make sure that, you know, if you're a smoker, also if you've been, recently it's been the 4th of July here, make sure, you know, fires are being put out if you've had an open flame, making sure that you don't have any, like, extra dry flammable materials around. Just exercise fire safety, because we don't want more forest fires here. Can hard pass on those. I think everybody can agree on that. And comment of the cast. I grabbed two. Sarge, you pick one.
Okay, so we have Norse Firefighter, who says, I feel attacked for running one luck after the rant in the heavy weapons build part. So it's always good to stick to the single weapon skill until you max it out.
What's it referring to?
I'm not allowed to say that word. I dunked on everyone. Dunked works. I dunked on everyone who does one luck in their Fallout builds, because they're all terrible people morally.
Wow.
Yep, I said it. No, it's just like, I think the Gamer article we had last time had, like, particularly low luck. Maybe even one luck. And
on the best big guns build.
Yeah.
Kind of guide thing that they did, yeah.
And I was like, no, don't lower luck. Because I'm always someone who likes to play at average or slightly above average luck. But
yeah, we actually both talked about it in pretty good detail. Like,
yep.
there's so many other things you can drop, like charisma instead,
yes.
and at least have 5 luck or higher.
Yep.
So
it's a good skill to have. Like,
yeah.
You totally can run one luck though. It's possible to do that
if you really want to.
Yeah.
It's a lot more fun and challenging in a game like Fallout 2, where you have the Jinxed trait, which basically sets everybody's luck to 1 and makes your failures critical failures. Like, that's when it starts getting really fun. Yeah. If you really want to just twist the knife in your playthrough, metaphorically, because you're probably going to drop it also. Yeah. It's a lot of fun. I played around with Jinxed low intelligence a little bit in Fallout 2. Probably don't want to go that hard. If you play, I don't really recommend that both at the same time, but Jinxed is fun.
Yes.
So, thank you, Norse Firefighter, for the comments. We have quite a few, I want to say 8-ish news topics to go over before we get to our topic. And links are down below of the things that we're talking about based on the articles and stuff like that. First one is Talking Head from Xbox has assured us that there's no more crunching at Bethesda.
Yes. So
how do we feel about this, Sarge?
Honestly, I'm glad there's at least been a statement. Because Bethesda itself does not interact with Kotaku, like, any way whatsoever. And last episode it was a Kotaku article that was like, that's the very brief summary. It was an incredibly long article. Go check out last episode if not. But it was talking about crunch for 76. And it could have very much been the case that it was just stick with standard policy, Bethesda not going to be responding, so no response necessary. And everything would be quiet still. So overall, I think it's good to have at least a response. Like, hopefully it's true as well, that crunch has been pretty much eliminated. But we don't know. It's the same as last time. It's like, we don't actually know. We can hope that there's not a lot of crunch. And there's a bit of defending on the point, saying, like, if you go back 10 years ago, we were all crunching and it was, like, put as a badge of honour. And that is something that we've heard across the industry. I think we even mentioned last time how we kind of diverted from talking about the Bethesda crunch to just talking about crunch in particular, because it pops up all the time.
Yeah.
So, yeah, a bit of the standard, hey, yeah, it's bad, everyone was doing it, we promise it's not that bad anymore. That's about it.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much.
Just a quick little update to say that they've responded. Well, the Xbox specifically has.
Yeah, Matt Booty.
Yes.
With a hilarious last name. He's the one that said that he's confident that the crunch culture has been eliminated.
Yeah.
Which says that they're at least that quote byline. What would you call that? Right under the headline.
Subheader.
Saying it has been eliminated, which means it had existed already in the first place.
Yeah.
At least that's what it implies.
Yeah, I mean, they're completely honest about that. The thing I just talked about was literally that.
But also like that makes you wonder, like, more of like how recently it was dealt with.
Yeah, it is.
I don't know. Again, it's like that thing you just said. Like, there's only so much we actually know.
Yep.
But when it gets down lower on the article, overtime isn't completely outlawed, of course, but Booty said that it shouldn't be part of the mandatory production schedule. Of course, employees that do feel pressured to crunch can report it to Xbox's Human Resources Department or to support groups at individual studios. He says, as a quote, there's avenues for them to report anonymously back to us that goes through HR. We have to rely on those independent systems of checks and balances. The writer of the article is a little more wise to what HR is all about, saying, quote, go to HR, quote, isn't always a workable strategy, as demonstrated by the ongoing mess at Activision Blizzard. One of the chief complaints from employees is that the company's human resources department actually worked to cover up abuses and shield abusers from punishment. Microsoft has been more publicly outspoken about the need to address those kinds of problems in the industry, though, and have currently reached a groundbreaking agreement with the Communications Workers of America that will clear the way for union organization at Activision Blizzard once Microsoft's acquisition of that studio is complete. That's all well and good, right? But HR also does look out for the company first.
Yeah.
And it's kind of always been that way.
I think it really depends on the HR department and what they're being instructed to do. Because you can look out at the company in two different ways. You can do the whole cover-up thing, but you can also do the foster a good environment so there's nothing to cover up.
Oh, sure.
So, it's once again a case of we don't get to see inside. It's annoying because we're just like, maybe it's bad, maybe it's good. Maybe they're all secretly aliens with tentacles shooting out of their eyes. Why don't we have this information?
They could be mutants.
Yep.
And lizard folk. We don't know.
No.
Maybe it's all run by Argonians.
Oh, that would make some people happy.
It would. Anyway, speaking of, I don't know, things that could be run by Argonians, the Cyberpunk Edgerunners anime got its trailer showing.
Well, not trailer, opening credits.
Sorry, opening credits. Whatever.
Yeah, I mean, for a trailer it sucks. For opening credits it's kind of nice, but yeah, it's literally This Fire by Franz Ferdinand playing over some stylized credits doesn't actually really show us anything about the show itself.
Not really, no.
But it's kind of a cool little stylistic trailer. Lots of flashing images, so
Yeah,
be warned.
there is. Yeah. And if you want to jam out to Franz Ferdinand for a little bit,
Yeah.
That's what got me. I mean, I'm sure that's why they picked the song.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
Because it is a good song. And also unexpected. Like, I was really expecting something like dark, synthy, techno type stuff.
Yeah.
But no, that's the route they went. And I'm like, all right, I feel it. We'll see what the show is, though. Like, after that point. And that's going to be...
September.
That is going to be on September, you said? Yeah.
Yes.
And it is going to be on Netflix.
Yep.
So...
a little while to wait
maybe-
for it. I'm often looking for new anime to give a try, so
Mhm.
I'll at least watch the first episode of this, see if I stick with it.
Yeah. You know who's not sticking with it?
Oh, is that gonna be Ubisoft?
Yeah. What aren't they sticking with, Sarge?
Oh, online capabilities for old games, and also not so old games.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, Ubisoft is to pull online services from a bunch of older games, which is mostly gonna remove, like, multiplayer. That makes sense. Also, some issues with linking accounts and just general online features. None of that's, like, hugely annoying. Like, I don't think there's that many people in the multiplayer lobbies for, like, Assassin's Creed Brotherhood these days. That side of it is like, yeah, doesn't matter too much. Some more annoying stuff comes from the fact that you lose access to DLC in a bunch of different games.
Yeah.
And the latest game on this little list in the PC Gamer article is Space Junkies, which came out in 2019, and the quote here is, "As a multiplayer-only title, you will be unable to play the game going forward."
Yep.
So, older games is almost in quotes, because everything else is, like, from 2014 and before. But this one's only a few years old, and is just gone entirely once this happens.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. They put a little reminder here, if in case you want a couple NFT sprinkles on top of this topic, that if Ubisoft is in the mode of doing this kind of thing, just like straight up removing online features is fine. Like, that is understandable, like you said, but removing parts of their games, like just making them completely unavailable, what does that say about what they had planned with their Quartz, Ubisoft Quartz, which was their NFT project, which flopped gloriously, trying to promote something that is ultimately made up with no inherent value.
Yeah.
And proving I think all it does really is prove that, like, we don't own as much as we think we do, and them trying to make it out to be this, non-fungible dream. I don't know. And then proving that they could just, take it away again.
I'll be honest, whenever there's the online digital stuff that people try and sell as, like, this forever thing, I've never really listened to that. I always just accept the fact that I'm buying this for the here and now, and at some point in the future, for whatever reason, these things won't be accessible. But they're probably going to be accessible for a while. Anyone telling you, oh, it's instantly going to be taken down, probably an idiot. Anyone saying, oh, it's going to last forever, definitely an idiot. You just have to kind of accept that all this digital stuff is temporary. But...
And there are some things that work pretty hard to go against that, but like they've probably just been around since the very early stages and have been able to adapt, or just have an extremely faithful fan base. You can put like old RuneScape on that that kind of idea, where There's a lot of dedicated people who still play. Same, World of Warcraft was one of the ones that did adapt and is still, you know, fairly popular. In spite of all the bullcrap going on with Blizzard, right?
Yeah.
World of Warcraft is still like a high tier MMO.
Yeah, I mean, even with that kind of stuff, it tends
yeah.
to be like re-released and things like that quite often.
And they release expansions and
yeah.
Despite my aggressive addiction for World of Warcraft, like I always, part of the reason why I went so hard on playing it and became so addicted was because I didn't know like how long it would exist, like at the very beginning. Because I was just like, oh my god, this is so amazing. Like this is taking the place of my life at this point. Like I need to like level up my professions. I need to do some PvP with my alt. I need to friggin' sell some things I enchanted. Like it, man. That FOMO really got me for that one. I don't know where I was going with that though.
Oh. Well, addiction's bad, but fortunately there's charities that help deal with that. And charities for other things as well. And gamers like raising money for charity, which is a good thing. I actually,
great.
Aside from this, I watched a charity stream the other day which raised like 10 grand in an hour and a half, which was lovely to see. But the one we're talking about is Summer Games Done Quick.
Yes. And you have more familiarity with this than I do.
Oh, I mean, I haven't actually watched any of the runs, I think, from this latest SGDQ. But GDQ, both the summer one and the winter one, is a big charity event that happens like twice a year in the big events. And they also do lots of minor side stuff now online, which is nice. And they're like the big speedrunning / charity event. And it's always just a lovely thing. And this year, they raised more than $3 million for Doctors Without Borders, who just deliver medical aid to people anywhere where bad things are happening, which is 100% something to get behind.
That's awesome.
And the event hasn't done quite so well in the past couple of years with COVID and all of that, because it's a big kind of in-person event normally, and they had to switch to kind of doing it online and kind of switching things around with getting everyone set up and trying to make things work. And that did have an impact. I mean, personally, as a viewer, there is quite a difference between watching the full main event where you've got the speedrunner there and the couch behind them, and there's a really good dynamic. Some of my favourite speedruns are literally just people on the couch talking about the game while the runner itself is able to just focus. And it makes for a really nice event. Whereas the past couple of years had been more like just watching somebody do a live stream, and it happened to be for charity and speedrunning. So it's good to see that now that they're in person again, things have bumped up. Obviously, a lot of people just very happy to donate and give what they can.
Yeah.
Just all round a good story.
Good charities are good.
Yep. And there's a bunch of the author's favourite speedruns linked. Because I don't normally watch the thing itself on Twitch, but on their YouTube channel, they do link all of their individual runs, which means you can kind of watch the games you want at any point, which is where I end up sitting for 9 hours straight watching Final Fantasy speedruns, because it's a perfect use of my life.
Yep, that makes sense. That's your addiction.
Yep. They're so good, but the problem is I've watched all of these super long videos so many times that I can almost quote them word for word. It gets bad.
Yeah.
But yeah, a great event, good for charity, all positives.
Good. I think something else that is a little positive is becoming a legend in a gaming space where you do something cool and other people notice it. The Elden Ring legend, Let Me Solo Her, is it's a self-described name. Like
yeah.
Melania is a notoriously tough boss in Elden Ring. The first this person, Let Me Solo Her, is Elden Ring's first quote-unquote legendary player. Full context here. Okay, on Monday, April 11th, a poster on the Elden Ring subreddit wrote a short post titled, "Thanks to Let Me Solo Her," praising a player who helped them defeat Malenia, widely considered the toughest boss in Elden Ring. Quote, "He dodged nearly all her attacks and got hit only one time." The poster, Great Artorias, wrote. The story didn't catch on, grabbing only 74 upvotes and a few comments, but Let Me Solo Her was keeping busy, summoning in to help other players. The next post, just 24 hours later, was another that just said, "Here's to an absolute legend, Let Me Solo Her." Had 40,000 upvotes and counting. So this person was creating a legend by joining other people's games to essentially get players to let him kind of solo this boss. And with very little gear also. Like
naked pot on head, 2 katanas.
Yeah,
The
naked pot on head,
perfect
2
loadout.
katanas. Yeah. Which gave him a legendary image, or gave them a legendary image on top of it. So that's one of the things I thought was awesome. Something I also noticed though is we're pretty heavy-handed with the PC Gamer articles this time.
They're a good site.
They are a good site, but I feel like we're also making up for the Kotaku article that we had last episode or a couple episodes ago. So forgive us if we're heavy on one side of like articles written for gaming related content, but PC Gamers usually, you know, got some pretty decent decent stuff. Like the Let Me Solo Her thing. Like these are 2 like good stories too. The GDQ thing and the Let Me Solo Her thing. So
they also updated with another article about this whole thing, saying that Let Me Solo Her has been given a sword by Bandai Namco.
Ah, yes.
As their mystery gift for just being famous.
Oh, that's what they got in the mail.
Yeah. I saw a little updated thing about it.
Nice. That's awesome.
Because, it's been apparently over 2,000 times they've slain this particularly tough boss, which is ridiculous. I'm amazed they're still deciding to carry on.
Yeah.
That's...
like we said earlier, like these things are linked below, and the clip that they showed too was just like a short video of the Let Me Solo Her experience. You can see what the moveset is like with the boss itself and how he makes it look so incredibly easy.
Yeah.
Like someone who's memorized the boss's moveset 1,000 times plus. So it's a sight to behold when somebody is extremely good at one particular thing. So do recommend. And along with the multiple topics now of decent things that have happened in the gaming space, we talked about the Fallout London like giant mod project, and a couple of the Fallout London mod authors or mod developers were actually approached by Bethesda to be hired onto Bethesda. One of them turned them down after a lot of like deep consideration because they wanted to see the project through, which a lot of respect for that. But the designer that they got, let me see if I can find it.
Ryan Johnson.
Ryan Johnson got hired on
as an associate level designer for Bethesda.
Yeah. And I think that is awesome.
Yeah, that's cool.
Imagine, you know, working with the tools of a developer that you've, you know, enjoyed their products one way or another for such a long time, and then they take notice of you and your team and your work, and they're like, hey, you want to work with us, like in an official capacity. That's got to be one of the coolest things.
It's nice.
Whether accepted or turned down after a lot of like serious thought, because I get it too. Like, if you've dedicated months or possibly years of your life to a project and you're asked to pull yourself away to have your dream job, like that's a dilemma and a half. I never hope to have that kind of decision, despite how cool like either outcome could be, because that's a really hard decision to make. If in a perfect world you could be like, oh, I'd like this one and then this one afterwards. Like,
yes,
can we finish
I will
the mod
work for
first?
you when I'm done with all the stuff I want to get done.
Can we finish the mod first, and then you hire me, or you hire me and I can still work on the mod? But I don't know what the thing would be. But I think that is cool. And just because I did look at the tweet from their team, like announcing, of course, like some of the commenters are like being negative about the situation. Like, man, if you're approached, like you would probably take the job.
Yeah, like it's a job offer as well. We're not like, we are kidnapping these developers and making them work for us. No, like people were offered the job. Some said no and some said yes.
Yeah.
That's
find someone who's offered this much of their free time for a project that's not gonna net them any money, or very little, if any, from like fan support or whatever, and then being offered a job to do that very thing for an actual salary. Like, you're doing what you love and getting paid. I would definitely take that leap, but not want to choose between the two. That's all I'm saying. So props to them for just getting noticed for their big project. Because like their trailer was definitely eye-catching. Their intro gameplay thing, we showed it off or linked it in a
lot
previous...
of people are really excited about Fallout London.
Mm-hmm.
It's the big mod.
Yeah, one of the really big mods.
Well, I feel like it's the big mod at the moment, especially for Fallout. Like, the way I judge it is if I hear about it, then it's a big mod, because I'm not in the actual modding space. So once it goes outside of the direct people who are keeping an eye on mods, that's when I guess,
because Fallout 4 New Vegas kind of comes and goes, right?
Yeah, like,
and we
don't really get much news on that. Yeah,
the only other one that really like comes in like decent like tidal waves is like Sky Oblivion, but that's obviously Elder Scrolls. So
I think a big thing with Fallout London as well is that it is supposed to be coming out next year, and actually looks like it could come out next year. Whereas like 99% of these huge mods are like coming out in like a decade, maybe two, who knows?
Mm-hmm.
They're just so far away. Whereas this one, we're seeing stuff on it, so maybe
a team that you know did the thing that we wish like a lot of publishers did, and waited until they had something, you know, to actually show.
Yeah.
Not just say something. Or have like a splash screen. Man, that's annoying when they do that. Yeah, just good stuff. Good stuff.
Yep.
Something else that's good stuff. God of War Ragnarok got a release date and a trailer finally.
Yeah.
Which will be November 9th of this year.
Oh, that messes with me. It's the date's obviously in like an American thing. That's coming out 2 months later than I thought it was.
Where's the British trailer? Hold on.
Because it says 11.09.2022,
Yeah.
which if you're in America, you go month to year. But over here in the UK, it's day, month, year. So that's coming out 2 months. 2 months later than I thought it was. I was going to be like, oh yeah, they did a great job of launching this trailer, like, within just a couple of months. But no, it's still within, like, 4 months of it coming out, so not too bad. I always knew this was coming, but I have a little less praise for it now. Just a little bit.
Because of the date?
Yeah, because if this trailer was like, hey, 2 months, this is coming out, perfect. That's like really ramping up in a nice shortish period that I'm full behind. This is a bit more stretched out. Not to a point where it's like bad, but to a point where I don't want to praise it as much. Yeah. Honestly, it's just a little cinematic trailer. I have a feeling that if you liked the original God of War, you're gonna like this game. That's more of what you enjoyed is probably coming.
That's pretty likely. Yeah. I do want to give it a shot as well, like once it comes out. Probably not gonna try to fight optional bosses this time though. Probably not gonna go that route, because I got pretty grumpy doing that in God of War.
Fair.
So something that doesn't make Sarge grumpy, at least, is games that stealth drop.
Sort of, yeah.
Or does it make you grumpy? I don't know.
Well, it didn't at first. I actually
the game snuck up on you. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I brought this up in a previous PIPCAST, was being announced and stuff, and it's a single-player GWENT, which is GWENT Rogue Mage, which says single-player expansion, even though it is its own standalone game, but it's an expansion to GWENT the Witch card game. Terrible stuff on the whole, explaining it within their own Steam page.
Yeah.
That aside, it's not doing great in the reviews. So, GWENT itself as a card game from, like, The Witcher 3 had some really cool elements. There was a lot of, like, bluffing with your opponent, building, like, weird decks to do a few different strategies. This appears to be just power, 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 therefore you win. And the biggest complaint I'm seeing a lot of is that it's 1 round per game. So whereas in The Witcher you had 3 rounds, and sometimes you'd intentionally lose a round to be better off for the next one.
Yeah.
Or you'd like
that's
try
an integral. Wait, that's an integral thing to the game.
Yes, but there's apparently only 1 round in this.
Oh no.
So you just play all your best cards, and it's deciding what order to play your best cards in.
Huh.
Yeah. Like both negative and positive reviews kind of bring this up. Positive review here says, I think there is one major problem in the game at the moment. It is this: you will always play first every game, which means your opponent will always get to play the last card. You just can't do anything about it every time. That's a positive review. And a negative review is just there is 1 round per game, meaning that you never need to conserve your resources and purposefully lose a round to gain an advantage. That was hands down the best mechanic of GWENT and made it truly special. And yeah, the positive reviews aren't like super positive, and the negative reviews are fairly negative, but this game really, really did stealth drop. Like, it came out on the 7th, and I've heard no one talk about it. I only found it thanks to PC Gamer once again.
Thank you, PC Gamer.
And I was someone who had brought up this game and was looking forward to seeing it. And I didn't know it released until I checked their site to search for stuff for this episode. And on top of all of that, it being like a worse version of GWENT, from just about everyone's opinion, it also is a game you have to buy. So it's about $10, I'm guessing, in American. £7.49 over here in the UK. And yeah, when there's so many different card games out there which are quite well designed, which are in the free-to-play model, I do wonder how many people will give this a go, considering the already mixed reviews. Because I know I was looking forward to giving this a go, but I'm not going to buy it.
You could just, get an overwhelmingly positive game, The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt, and play Gwent in that.
I've already got The Witcher 3 installed, mostly to play Gwent in it.
Have you gone to do the Blood and Wine expansion yet?
No,
Because there's more Gwent in there.
there is, and I'll have to do that at some point. But Witcher 3 takes a lot of time.
And there's the Skellige deck too, like, you know.
Yeah, but there's a
You're
lot of
missing out on
cards
the-
for me to collect at some point. That's the thing. I've already got plenty of Gwent. I just have to play through some of the Witcher to access.
Just gotta, yeah, you've got to get through all the fluff that is the Witcher.
Yeah, the actual game.
to play the real game, you know.
Yeah. But I mean, I'd much rather play through The Witcher than spend about $10.
Yeah.
Especially when it gets me a better version of a card game, which I already know how to play.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I'll be talking later in the What We're Playing section about a card game I've got back into recently as well. And it's like, there's very, very much better options out there. I'm also... Yeah, there's in-app purchases to this as well, and there's like treasure chests which open up and you get to pick a card.
Oh,
So,
no.
It's also the point, I'm trying to get in before anyone says it, but it's
No.
not just a case of you pay up front and then don't pay more. It looks like it's a game that's you pay up front and then you can pay more. And because power is all that really matters so far, you're gonna need to pay a lot. Like,
I don't like it.
yeah, it doesn't look particularly good, I'm afraid to say.
Man. When I was scanning back on our older episodes, because I was making sure we didn't have too much topic overlap, I stopped at the the repair kit episode.
Oh, okay.
In that one, I just like after like introducing the topic, I just handed it off to you because I was kind of done. Because that was the I told you so moment where I was just like, aha, I said they're gonna do it, and they did it. And I CD Projekt Red. What are you doing? Disappointed.
Let's just move on to a game which you really like.
Do I?
Wait,
I don't know yet.
I thought you did like Baldur's Gate.
Oh, I like Baldur's Gate as a concept so far.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Dakoba is the Baldur's Gate nerd who's played it a bazillion times and will continue to do so until it's released and then play it some more. So Baldur's Gate 3, they just had their panel from hell like yesterday or the day before yesterday when this goes up. And they introduced the Bard class and the Gnome race to Baldur's Gate. That is still in early access, but I think it's getting closer to full release.
It better. I feel like it's been in
probably,
early access for years. And years.
I think it's actually like on the horizon that they actually put out a goal or something like that. I Dakoba in the if he's paying attention can leave a comment saying like specifically. But if you are invested in Larian Studios games, like we know from like Divinity Original Sin 2, which is one of the best, turn-based but also cooperative, or can be cooperative, isometric RPGs. It's really good. Baldur's Gate 3 is shaping up to be the next level of that. And already has, examples throughout its own gameplay. To me, like, some of the animations still look a bit rough. Because they're doing quite a bit more like up close, like cutscene cinematic-y stuff. And dialogue like is up close too with a lot of the characters. So I have a feeling some of that's going to need to be ironed out, or at least hopefully.
As is always the case whenever animations are brought up, you're quite critical when I look at it and see like nothing wrong. I'm like, yeah, this all looks good. Listen. I am a animation snob. I will be happy to admit that. But sometimes people don't move like that, and I would like them to move like people. I will say very much as well, I am the complete opposite, where I'm like, yeah, as long as the animation isn't absolutely terrible, I'm perfectly fine with it.
Yeah, but I wanted to get to that finished state, that 1.0, so I can actually play a full game, because that's what I've been waiting for in Baldur's Gate. So I've been paying attention to these, like, you know, intermittent announcements to be like, hey, is the thing that I want in there yet? And it's not. I want a monk. Monks aren't in there yet. Give me monk, please.
Cargo Genocide needs to exist within the game before Caedo's gonna buy it.
Yeah, he does. And that's, yeah, you hit the nail on the head. That's my determining factor of if I actually pay for it or not. Or somebody's just gonna have to buy it for me, Dakuma. Okay. Well, that's the news. We had a decent amount of positive stuff.
Yeah.
I promise that there'll be a few more articles from other gaming news sites, not just PC Gamer. We just they just have nice stories.
Yeah, I mean, I don't promise that. I basically check PC Gamer and I'm like, okay, this is the news.
Okay, this one. Yeah. All right. Well, now we are in. Oh, we go. We're in tier maker mode, where we put things on the tiers and we cry some tears about Fallout 4's legendary system.
Yes.
So what is this tier maker that we decided to go with, Sarge, that you linked to me, and then I was like, yeah, I don't like it.
So this is Fallout 4 Unique Legendary Weapons, is what it's called. I think a best title would be Guaranteed Legendary Weapons, but I initially said to Caedo, we should just have like a rant about the legendary system, because this does kind of show it, where a lot of weapons just have legendary effects on, but are still a base weapon that you could find, and it's a whole thing. But here's the ones you can get inside of Fallout 4 as guaranteed drops from guaranteed locations. And they've all got names.
They do.
And we're going to rank them.
And they're color-coded?
Yes.
Man, look at that.
Who does it say? A shout out to Raticus Real, who is the person who made this tier list. This is genuinely one of the best tier lists I've seen on the site.
Looks like Ballistic is green. Energy is blue. Big guns are red. Melee is orange. And
unarmed is purple.
Purple. Wow. So
look at all of those unarmed
choices. Look at
choices.
all of them. There's two.
Great job, Bethesda. When Nuka World came out, I specifically made like 2 builds that I like worked on even before Nuka World was out, and I made both of them unarmed characters, because I was like, man, Nuka World, that's going to be when they added all the guaranteed legendary unarmed weapons they're missing, so they've got to add them in.
No, man.
And they didn't. Just a big old automatic gun and a knife.
No, just 2 handmade rifles with the same effect. That'll be fine.
Yeah.
So ridiculous. I thought it would have been hilarious if the problem solver and the splatter cannon were both included. just for fun.
Caedo, they are both included.
Oh, they
in
are?
This list.
Wait, hold on.
Yes.
Where?
Yeah, they're on the top row. It's the second one and the 5th one in my order.
Oh, because I didn't. Oh, I thought. Okay, yeah, I was expecting colors on both of them. That's why. The colorful paint.
No.
I'm just blind. That's fine.
Well, anyway, let's get started on this list, because these things do take a little while.
Let's do that. Yep. Whoops. Oh no. Hold on.
Oh, what have you done, Caedo?
Hold on, before we get started. I need to... Oh my god. Just give me a second. Give me a second.
Yep.
Everything's great. Everything's fine.
I'm gonna let you call out which weapon we're ranking at each time as well, in case we're in different orders.
Okay, I think I have a feeling they're in the same order, but...
Hopefully.
Okay.
It depends on if you've rechanged them somehow with all the panicking.
Alright, we're good. So... we have the tiers, S rank to F rank, red to green, which is still weird to me, but S rank obviously is the highest tier, the most godlike of legendary / unique / whatever you want to call it. F is utter trash. Like, don't even
throw it in the bin. Hate it.
No, throw it in the bay. Like, don't even bother gracing the trash can Carla with this weapon.
Oh man. Yeah. All right. Well, let's get started.
Yeah. Overseer's Guardian.
I want to say A tier. Like, it's a 2-shot combat rifle. You purchase it from the vault I can't remember the name of, but it's one where you get access into by giving them some fusion cores or passing a hard speech check. Like, it's not that difficult to obtain. It's a very strong weapon. Like, it's often one that if I play Fallout 4, people tell me to get as well. I feel like it's the default good rifle choice.
It is a good rifle. Most things, especially rifles with a 2-shot effect, are just anything with a 2-shot effect is just automatically better. So, yeah, Overseer's Guardian. I'll agree with A.
All right.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't think it's quite S tier, although I know some people will argue it is, because there is a bit of a spread problem occasionally with 2-shot, I find. It's great close range as an automatic. We'll say that. But yeah, just a real good weapon overall.
Yeah, I agree. Problem solver, S tier.
Yeah, instant S tier. Shall we pop
Let's put Splatter Cannon there too. These are identical rifles.
They are the same gun.
They just happen to come with probably different mods, but they have identical
different
effects.
Mod, different name. It's the Furious effect on a weapon that's best used as an automatic and already does like a ton of damage. Like, the handmade rifle is crazy strong, and then you put Furious effect on it, and even on like the highest difficulties, fighting the toughest enemies and planning your build poorly, you'll shred things.
Yeah, the damage just ramps up incredibly fast.
Yeah. There is one downside, I'd say, to this weapon, and that's the ammo.
Yeah.
The ammo's not particularly common. You'll find it in Nuka World a fair bit of the time, but elsewhere you can struggle to get it.
That's 7.62?
Yep, 7.62 millimeters.
Yeah. But you can also manufacture ammo, right?
You can. It's a bit clunky in Fallout 4, but you can do it.
Okay.
I've always found the problem is finding, like, lead. But, it's a problem, but it's a problem that can be solved.
Ha! I heard that.
What's next, Caedo?
Radical Conversion. This is a unique radium rifle that you get in Far Harbor that has the penetrating effect, which ignores 30% of the target's damage and energy resistance.
That's good. It's not great, but it's a good legendary effect.
Yeah. I'm going B or C on this one.
I was going to say C, specifically because it's a radium rifle.
Yeah.
And while they're pretty decent, the radiation effect almost never is helpful.
Yeah.
Like, there's very few enemies who that's a positive to have.
It's humans, and that's about it.
Yeah.
Because just about everything else has radiation resistance or immunity, or is healed by it.
Yeah.
So...
That's the thing. This is a weapon just for some very specific occasions.
Yeah.
It's like fighting well-armored human enemies. That way, it's great. Anything else, not particularly good. And it uses 4.5 ammo, which there's a lot of better guns you could be using with that, like the Overseer's Guardian.
Now, on the other hand, if you wanted the NPCs to hurt you really bad, give them one of these.
Yeah. Radiation is terrible to go up against. So bad, but yeah. Just not a great weapon.
Mm-hmm.
It's fine, though. Like, you can make it work.
Yep. Next one is the Reba 2, which I'm looking up because I don't remember its effects.
I can't remember the effect either, but I think it's bad.
It is.
Is it the Exterminator's effect?
You are correct.
Which is just extra damage to my
You are correct.
D tier.
D
I don't think it's
tier.
F tier, but yeah, it's a hunting rifle, which you'll mod it as a sniper. Like, it is good for, like, picking off Mirelurks at a distance when they're kind of unaware and not trying to defend themselves, but it's a specialist weapon.
Yeah. You get it from the dude, the hermit in Salem, right? After you help him,
who's being attacked by
after you
Mirelurks and
help
stuff.
him defend against the Mirelurks, and he gives you a Mirelurk hunting weapon that he probably needed. Like,
yeah, he could
like
have
the
used.
whole time.
I mean, overall, I do like the fact that it's actually a weapon that's tied into the quest somewhat.
Yeah.
I wish more of the guns were like that. But, yeah, there's a huge problem, which you point out, which is just why didn't he use the gun that's
why
good
weren't
against
we using
Mirelurks?
this to begin with?
Yeah.
Pretty hilarious, actually. Spray and pray. This is explosive, right?
Yes, spray and pray is explosive.
I would say S tier.
Are you going to put S tier? I want to put it as A tier.
A tier?
Because of how often you can kill yourself with this thing.
Okay, yeah, I didn't really think about that part.
Because, here's the thing, I bet you more people will agree with you for S tier, though. Because I always see people being like, oh, you should get spray and pray, you should get spray and pray, it's a great weapon,
Oh,
it's
there's
amazing.
so many backseaters. There's so many backseaters that say
Yeah.
you need to have spray and pray all the time.
Yeah, it's the ultimate backseater gun. Because when you're not in control of it, you don't have to worry about accidentally hitting like an object slightly in front of you and insta-dying.
Yeah. And like if the corner peak is not working quite right, and you just shoot the corner and you just die. Yeah, I get it. But
if you get charged and are fighting against a melee foe, just it is great for the damage output, but it also does have a bit of a problem with shooting yourself.
Yeah,
but still, very highly recommended. Still,
could put it in S tier just based on also like that would like put a little over the edge to S tier. Is who you purchase it from, which is Cricket. Who is voiced by Ashley Birch, Tiny Tina herself. So,
okay, I don't think that's actually a positive in the gun's favor. If anything, I put it slightly as a negative because you have to find the Cricket, and she's not like guaranteed to be in one location.
She's often in front of Diamond City. It's fine.
Often, yeah, but often not as well. So it's a little hard potentially to get a hold of. There's a bit of RNG into that.
I think anticipating Cricket's arrival is part of the fun. I'll leave it an A, though.
Alright.
The Tinker Tom special. How special is it, Sarge?
Oh, that's straight in F tier.
F tier? Hold on.
That's...
What is it, though?
Oh, I can't remember the name of it, but it's extra VATS cost for accuracy. I think it's plus 50% VATS accuracy.
Oh, Stalker's
for
effect.
150% cost of Stalker's, that's it.
No.
Yeah, such a bad
That's
effect.
already a scoped weapon.
Yeah, it's a weapon with a high VATS cost. Like, sure, it will be accurate for, like, one shot, but even if you build your character to be, like, good at VATS and build the weapon to be, like, as VATS efficient as you can, 2 or 3 shots maximum. Like, it's just... I don't like the Stalker's effect. I think it's particularly bad on a hunting rifle. No positives to it.
I don't think the Stalker effect really has much of a place at all.
No.
I mean, that's just my hot, spicy take.
No, I agree with you. I agree with you 100%.
They should have taken it out when they made 76, but they didn't.
No, it's like such a huge increase to VATS cost for a relatively minor actual benefit.
Mhm.
Like, I'd rather have just a standard hunting rifle than the Tinker Tom special.
Yeah.
Which, that's what F tier is for. F tier is for F this, I'll rather have a non-legendary version.
F tier is for why did they do this? Why was this possible?
You just debuff the weapon, thanks. If this was 76, it'd just be so many nocturnal weapons in there for ages.
Yeah.
Although now they are technically better, but it took them like 2.5 years to get to that point.
Yeah. Okay. So, Wastelander's Friend.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is, I want to say about average, because
Yeah, I
it's a
agree
10
with that.
millimeter pistol, comes with the 10 millimeter pistol is like one of the easiest weapons to modify.
Yep.
It has the crippling legendary effect, which allows it to inflict 50% more limb damage against enemies. That's good against everything.
Yeah.
So,
It's not like an amazing effect, because you'd rather just kill the enemy most
I'll
of the
put
time.
it in B.
But it's solid. B? Oh,
B.
okay. Yeah, I can
I'll put it in
be
the
happy with
upper
that.
half.
Well, yeah, I was thinking BC kind of time, but yeah, I'm cool with B. Alright. Are we on to our first energy weapon now?
Yeah, first energy. What is that? What is this one? Experiment 18A? Where do you even get this thing?
Man, I'm trying to remember. Like, I know I've got it so many times. Is it from the Institute?
Yes.
Yeah, you buy it from the Institute.
The requisition officer there.
Mm-hmm.
I'm cheating the whole time. I'm looking at the wiki as we go. It has the rapid legendary effect, which grants a weapon 25% faster fire rate and 15% faster reload. So
It's just good.
Yeah, as an automatic weapon.
I mean, even as a non-automatic, that still is just a slight bonus to the gun.
Yeah. Actually, yes, I suppose.
Like, yeah. It's specifically good for automatics, but just flat out as a legendary effect, this is, oh hey, a small improvement.
Yeah.
Which is what I'd prefer all legendary
I put
effects
it
to
in
be.
A, maybe B.
I'd go for an A.
A? Okay.
Plasma rifles in general, pretty good.
Yeah.
That's a solid legendary effect. That's just good.
Nice.
Nothing else to say about it. Strong weapon.
Mhm.
Plenty of different options. Works well no matter what.
Good.
Speaking of good intentions.
Aha! Alright. Was the gun well intended though?
I can't remember this weapon. There's only a few weapons on this list I don't remember at all. And good intentions is one of them.
A unique weapon that bears the enraging effect, which causes enemies to frenzy on critical hits.
Was this Clint who has it in the place where the Minutemen are from?
Yes.
Quincy.
Mhm.
Yeah. Man, I never really got any use out of this.
Yeah.
Like, in theory, that's a really cool effect. In practical application, I've never seen anyone use it.
Yeah. Would make an interesting playthrough though.
Yeah,
if it worked.
If it worked, also getting it early in the playthrough is not possible. Clint is a tough enemy in a challenging part of the map.
He really is, yeah. Quincy is not a low-level area.
Yeah, it's difficult to get, and by the time you get it, you almost certainly have better weapons.
I'm gonna go D with good intentions. Because it's lack of availability and very specific style of play that goes along with it.
Yeah. I feel like it'd be a C-tier weapon if it wasn't so difficult to get. But, yeah, it's just a bit of a gimmick almost for a real challenging weapon.
Eddie's Piece, one correction I get pretty regularly on the Some Uniques guide I do for Fallout 4. Eddie's Piece? Peace? P-E-A-C-E?
Is it? Put that way? I mean, the list has it as peace, as in peace and love, y'all.
Yeah. Yep. That's the right spelling. That's the right name.
I don't think I'd ever noticed that.
Snubnose 44. Primary weapon of crime boss Eddie Winter. So
fun quest to get.
Yeah, this is where Valentine's quest leads you to. It has the crippling effect, which we've already went over, is a useful effect.
Yes, although I think it's worse than the Wastelander's Friend because harder to get the ammo, smaller magazine size, and lower rate of fire.
Well, yeah, semi-auto versus potentially automatic.
Yeah, Wastelander's Friend can cripple fast when you need it to. Eddie's Piece, you need to very much be accurate with your shots and kind of take your time. And the main scenario I see crippling as being helpful is when a Deathclaw is chasing you.
Yeah. So C.
That's kind of like my judging point for
C
it.
for Eddie
C is where I'd put it as
Yeah,
well.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Like, it's fine.
Yeah. Ooh, Hub's Alien Blaster.
Fancy.
Yeah.
Although, the first thing to talk about is alien rounds versus energy cells. Because you do not get many alien rounds. So it's really powerful for a little bit. Like, if you're using it as a primary weapon, it's not amazing. But as, like, a backup for everything's hit the fan, it's great.
What's, hold on, what's the fusion cell mod drop it down to?
I can't remember the damage exactly. I feel like it's half or something.
Is it pretty...
Like, it's a substantial drop.
Okay.
But obviously it's with ammo that you find everywhere.
Okay. Well, this thing is a unique version of the Alien Blaster that was in the vanilla game. And I don't believe, like, it actually drops as a legendary.
Oh, okay.
Like, I believe, like, Dara is the only one who is able to give you this as a legendary. The gun is visually identical to the Alien Blaster pistol, however it bears a lucky effect which causes the critical meter to fill 15% faster, as well as making critical shots do double damage.
Yeah, that double damage on such a high damage weapon is very
critical
nice.
monster. So, finite ammo, which sucks.
Yep.
But very strong.
Yeah.
I would put it in A.
I can accept it being
Because
an A.
it gives you enough to like when it's needed.
Yeah. I think it gets A tier if you're using it as your secondary weapon.
Yeah.
If you use it as a primary weapon, it's still good, but it's not great. Yeah. I mean, if you had just infinite or near infinite alien blaster rounds, I'd probably say it's S tier, but with that limited ammo, no way it's going up there.
Yeah. Lorenzo's artifact gun.
Interesting one, because it's a mod rather than the actual weapon itself.
We have a couple weapons like that in this list.
Yeah, so it has kind of an advantage where you can literally strip off the mod of the artifact gun and put it on a legendary radiation gun.
Yes.
What is it just called a radiation gun?
It's a gamma gun.
Gamma gun, that's it. I knew that was wrong in my head, but I couldn't remember the name.
I mean, that's what it does. It just pumps things full of radiation.
Which, as we've already stated, is not very good.
It's kind of useless for the player a lot of the time. However, the mod that you get, which is the Zeta Wave barrel? Or Lorenzo... No,
Sounds
sorry,
about right.
Lorenzo's artifact.
Oh, is it just called Lorenzo's?
Yeah. Uses telekinesis to push targets away.
Yes.
You can acquire different gamma guns that have like modifiers to different with different damage types to kind of counteract like the problem that gamma guns have against basically everything besides humans. But Lorenzo's artifact adds the fun factor to it, which is the telekinesis knockback, which makes me giggle whenever I use this weapon. So
one of the most fun weapons of the game.
Most fun. So I want to put it in A tier, not because it's particularly deadly, but just because it's very fun to use.
I can accept that. Like, I think it's guaranteed to be in the top half just for fun.
Yeah. Anybody who likes just weapons that are just more fun than anything else like that, yeah. Lorenzo's artifact dish for the gamma gun, because yeah, like we said, it's a mod, so you can move it to whatever like legendary gamma gun that you find and make it more ridiculous.
Yep. All right, time to go. Man, I just see how many laser guns are on this
Too
list.
many laser guns.
Bethesda just went heavy
They're all
on
the
them.
same.
So heavy on them. Yep.
This one, what is this one? Is this a two-shot?
Old Faithful isn't.
That's
Old Faithful is instigating, isn't it?
That's an instigating laser pistol.
Or laser gun.
Laser
'cause you can mod it out
gun.
however
Sorry,
you
yeah,
want.
laser gun. I haven't played.
And if you do mod it out as more, well, I say more of a sniper weapon. I'm not a big fan of how the actual sniper barrel works on laser guns, but I think that's more of a personal thing. Because you got the charge up. But you can get real solid damage for this. My personal favourite way is actually modding it to be more like a shotgun.
Yeah, I could see that.
Because you get a much better chance of getting like one-shot kills against enemies, which is a lot of fun. Like, there's ways to make this effect really work for you, but it's not like a universal effect, which on such a heavily moddable weapon is more what you want. If you're playing an automatic character, Old Faithful is not going to help you.
Yeah, not really. Okay, so, man, that makes laser weapons like really weird. Should we grade laser weapons as like how we feel they are as is, rather than modded?
No, I feel like we should judge it more as like a generalist effect.
Okay.
Like, because this is such a special effect or specific effect, but only helps if you mod out in special ways, I don't think it's quite as good. Which isn't something you can say for all guns. Normally it's the opposite. But I feel like for laser weapons, you want something with a bit more of a general appeal, so you can use it however is going to fit you best.
Yeah. And for anybody else, like, instigating is double damage when the enemy's at full health. So, so first shot does a bunch of damage. But after that, the effect doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So, C tier or D tier?
I was going to say B tier, honestly.
Oh, B tier.
But if you're going C to D, then I'm happy to go for C.
Okay. Well, we'll meet in the middle.
Yeah. But I think it's fine.
Yeah.
I don't think it's a bad weapon at all, but it's only if you're playing like a couple of very specific playstyles that it's going to help you.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Next up, we have Protectron's Gaze.
Yes. Returning from Fallout 3.
Yeah. I mean, gotta give it an S tier then. It's a reference.
Oh, yeah. Of course. It says Protectron's Gaze is a unique laser gun used by the Mechanist. Man, I can read. It bears the rapid legendary affix, which boosts its fire rate by 25% and makes reloading 15% faster. The rapid thing is great.
Yeah, rapid's a nice generalist effect as well.
And
just like with Experiment 18A.
It comes with the splitter mod by default, which is what made the Protectron's Gaze in Fallout 3 so powerful. And like it's a cool effect, I guess, but I feel like it was scaled back a little bit in Fallout 4. Am I misremembering?
I don't know.
Or is it still pretty brutal? I mean, even so, if it's automatic, or even if it's not automatic, then it has rapid fire rate and rapid reload.
Yeah, I mean, I'm thinking A or B for this, because that's just a solid weapon.
I'll go A with that.
A tier, all right, that makes sense. We put Experiment 18A there.
Mm-hmm.
This is just the laser version of a plasma gun. All right. Onto a prototype weapon now. Must be so unique and amazing. Oh, no, it's another laser gun. Prototype UP-77.
Quote, limitless potential.
Near limitless potential.
Mm-hmm.
So this is the no reload laser gun.
Ah, yes, this is the never-ending one. Okay.
Yeah. It's not actual infinite ammo, it's just you don't need to reload it.
Yeah. So, fire forever.
Which I don't think is that great on a laser gun. Because laser guns always have, like, reasonable to good reload times, and most of the mods you put on them have quite large ammo capacities anyway.
Okay.
Like, the effect is nice, but it's not great.
But as, say you made it full auto, like, would that be...
I mean, full auto it can work well, but even then, I feel like the magazine size for full auto laser guns, you've got like 30, 40 odd shots, and the reload is still fast, so it's not something that you desperately need, and you'll need to take your finger off the trigger sooner rather than later anyway, because the recoil starts going crazy.
Yeah, that's true. Even though...
So, like...
Cue somebody ranting about laser recoil. Sci-fi game, shut up.
I think this is a weapon which is so much cooler in concept than in practicality. Like, it's a gun where it's like, oh wow, that's so cool to use, and then you actually use it and are like, oh, but, well, it's better than a basic laser gun, I guess.
C or D?
That's what I was wondering.
We'll put it...
I want to put it in... Oh.
I'll go D.
Alright, I was going to say D as well, for slightly disappointing.
Righteous authority. So righteous.
Solid.
Lieutenant...
Just...
I almost said Lieutenant Dan's.
Lieutenant Dan's! Where's your legs?
No, Paladin Dan's gives you this after helping him out at ArcJet.
Yep.
This is very much one of those weapons you're going to get, like, if you play Fallout 4.
Yes. It's like 99.9% of people who have played Fallout 4 for more than an hour have unlocked this weapon.
Yeah.
And it's solid.
Yeah, lucky modifier, rifle.
Yeah.
So double damage criticals, and the critical meter fills up faster.
Yep. If you use VATS at all, that is going to come in handy.
Yep.
And speaking as someone who doesn't use VATS all that often, I still think Righteous Authority is pretty good. Because the few times I do use it, it actually makes it a bit better.
So, A or S?
Oh, I'm going to go A then, because I was going to say A or B.
Okay. A.
Yeah, I don't think it's quite good enough to go S tier. It's not incredible. Like, I don't wield it and feel like, oh man, so powerful. It's just like, no, this is really solid.
What about the Sentinel's Plasma Caster? Another instigating weapon.
Yeah.
C tier.
Yeah, let's put it straight in C tier. I think literally all the same complaints about Old Faithful apply here. Yeah. So let's just move on.
Okay, sounds good. Survivor Special.
I'm trying to remember how you unlock this one, because I feel like this is one of those guns that's really quite difficult to get. Is it the bloodied gun as well?
Yes. It is a bloodied effect.
Get it from... Yeah, it's the only bloodied weapon, I think? Maybe the only bloodied gun that you can guaranteed get, which is a playstyle which in 76 is huge and out there.
Yeah.
But which
okay, so
no one really went for.
This one is a bit tricky.
Yeah.
This requires a decent charisma roll.
Oh, yeah.
Potential reward for completing the quest The Lost Patrol by convincing Paladin Brandis to return to the Brotherhood of Steel.
That's it, yeah. I remember because literally the last kind of proper playthrough I went through, I tried to get this and failed.
Yep.
I'm going to put it in F tier. And no, I'm not just bitter.
Okay.
But I think it's very difficult to get a whole...
Oh, it is.
You have to go through like a whole quest line and then pass a speech check, which can be difficult to do.
This is also the NPC that you... Like, the only one that you can get the officer's Under Armour from, too.
Yeah. And also, Bloodied isn't good in Fallout 4. Like, in 76, it's overpowered.
I forget that. Like...
Yeah. Well, it doesn't have all the perks like Serendipity and whatever, Radical and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's true.
76 was built with the most synergy is having like 80% of your health bar as rads. Fallout 4 has maybe a couple of perks where that's kind of okay, but nothing that really boosts the damage output or makes you better at surviving. It just is a negative. Like, they made Bloodied way too weak in Fallout 4 and way too strong in 76. Fingers crossed Fallout 5 hits a nice balance.
Yeah. Okay. How about an Institute rifle?
So F tier, right?
An Institute rifle that is also Virgil's rifle that has some dark implications thanks to its Mutant Slayer's effect.
Yeah. I mean, don't you only get it by killing? Is it killing him you get it, or is it helping him you get it?
This weapon is carried by Virgil and can be acquired from theft or killing him.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's a dark rifle. Yeah, that's an F tier.
Yeah. I mean, Institute rifles just suck.
Not...
The laser rifles.
The regular laser rifles are better.
Laser guns.
I'm so mad that was reversed in Fallout 4. I mean, I just ranted about it. But
have yourself a little rant.
Okay. Why is the most advanced faction wielding inferior energy weapons. It's very disappointing. That's my weak rant. Enjoy.
Yes.
Laser rifle.
It's exactly the same as UP-77.
It is. So,
and it's a lot harder to get, honestly.
Yep.
Man.
Oh, dude, I remember now.
Yeah, you have to get it from Sean, which means you have to beat the game, save him, and then give him a bunch of junk. It's a post-endgame weapon.
F tier.
Yeah.
F tier all the way.
For the Laser Rifle as well.
Yeah, I know.
Like, such a fan favorite.
Everybody else,
like...
I know. I made a music video about it. I know. Right?
Yeah.
But that's disappointing.
Hot damn, Laser Rifles are bust. More like.
Okay, the Gainer, which is a...
Is this the Incendiary one?
Yes, it is. Incendiary...
Man, I remember these
Incendiary 44 Magnum. I don't remember Jack Doodly Squat.
I think this is fun, but Incendiary on a slow fire rate weapon is never going to be super powerful.
Yeah.
It's just like a slightly better version of a 44.
So like a C or a D?
I'd go with C.
Okay.
Because it's kind of cool. Like, I have quite a bit of fun with it. But it's not a good gun. It's just fine.
Yeah.
On to big guns now.
Yeah, we're doing some big guns. Here we go.
For a little bit.
Excited.
Yeah. Starting with Admiral's Friend.
Okay, so if I remember correctly, the Flechettes modification made these absurd.
Yes, because you could get back more harpoons than you shot, right?
Maybe. I think they just did a lot of damage.
Oh, you're talking about the damage thing. I seem to recall that you could, like, recover multiple harpoons as well, which made them, like, a weapon you never needed to run out of ammo for.
I thought that was
the damage.
That was the later one, the Striker, because that was it. That was a 2-shot. But the bowling balls would land on the ground and you could pick them up.
Oh, I could be misremembering.
Yeah, they're both from the same DLC, so
yeah.
Like, but I didn't play around with the harpoon guns much because I didn't build for big guns. But I remember it being a fan favorite, the harpoon gun, that is. But it's an instigating weapon. So if you apply the like damage projectile spread thing as you did with the laser rifle, that'd be kind of on par, I think. Right?
Yeah, I mean, I think this is a good weapon to have instigating on, because it's a slow fire rate big gun, which means damage is already going to be high. Yeah. And no matter which way you mod it out, it's still going to be decent.
I want to put it at A tier.
A tier? Okay. I can accept A tier. Cool? I was going to say B tier. But I'm going to be harsh on the other harpoon guns, so let's put this one high.
Oh, dude,
so
I just forgot. I didn't realize there was 2 more. Somebody likes harpoon guns. Aternus.
Okay, so this is actual infinite ammo. Because it's a fusion core that never runs out.
A tier.
Are you going A tier?
Yeah. Sorry, S.
I was gonna say
S tier.
Oh, okay. Yep, I was gonna say S
tier. I said A,
well.
but I put it in S.
Do you notice how S tier is just weapons from the final DLC?
I am noticing that. Yes.
I wonder if Bethesda maybe wanted people to buy the DLC with all the best guns in
Perhaps.
it. Yeah, it's incredible though. It is like a post-DLC weapon, but I think that's good because it is just so kind of broken strong.
Yeah, and feeling like it wasn't intentionally designed that way, but because of how the fusion cores work, that's just how it worked out.
It's great fun.
It's busted.
You want to feel like a powerhouse, that is the gun to go for.
Ashmaker. This one has Incendiary, doesn't it?
Yep.
Yeah.
Incendiary on a fast firing gun. This is where Incendiary's good.
Is that S tier or is that A tier?
I'm torn between S and A, but I think I want to go S tier.
Okay.
Because from what I recall, this isn't that difficult to get as well. Like, there's a bit of a side quest in Good Neighbor, I think.
Yes. Bobby No-No's warehouse.
Yep. Go through that. That's not a particularly challenging quest line. It's kind of fun. You get a really good weapon
And
fairly early on for a big
like
guns
Hancock
character.
surprisingly forgives you regardless. I think that's how it works because he's a companion. It's funny. It's a funny quest.
Yeah, and a great weapon. Like, often a go-to for big guns characters. Now, what do you think, big boy?
Wow.
Sorry, I mean, what do you think of big boy?
Were you waiting the whole section to do that, Sarge? Okay. I'm not the biggest fan of the Fat Man in Fallout 4, so...
Oh no. Wait, isn't Big Boy instigating as well?
Is it?
I think Big Boy's instigating, if I recall
let me
correctly.
double check.
Double check on that.
Big Boy is this is the 2-shot.
Oh, this is 2-shot. Okay, that is actually good then. Like, if you're gonna use a Fat Man, use a 2-shot Fat Man.
I'll defer to A, I guess.
Yeah, I'm happy with A.
Yeah.
Like, a Fat Man's never gonna be S tier. It's fun for just chaos and destruction, but it's very limited. Like, A tier is as high as a Fat Man can go. This is the best effect for a Fat Man.
Yeah. And if Merv was better, like, it would be potentially an S tier for me, but Merv never got fixed.
Yeah. On top of that as well, it's just so situational and limited ammo. Like, if you're inside a building, don't use a Fat Man.
Always use a Fat Man.
Oh dear. Okay. If you're inside a building and not a maniac, don't use a Fat Man.
Get me out of here!
You want explosions?
I'm trying to blow up the wall.
Man, a slight tangent. I'm going to keep it very brief, but I do hope the next Fallout game has like more destructible environment things.
Oh yeah,
because if we can start blasting our way through stuff, that's going to make explosive playthroughs so much better.
Yes, please, very much.
Anyway, Death from Above.
If
I don't remember this.
Nimble missile launcher.
Oh, meh.
75% increased movement speed while aiming down sights. Otherwise, it's no different from any regular missile launcher. That is garbage.
D.
I'll put an F.
Oh, you're going F? Okay, I can accept F tier. Like,
it's nothing that makes the missile launcher better.
No. I suppose as well, if you've got used to aiming down sights with the missile launcher, it could throw you off a bit as well. And even if you get a benefit from it, it's like fraction of slightly faster moving because you move slow while aiming down sights with a missile launcher. Yeah, it's not good. It's not. Right, another harpoon gun now. Defender's harpoon gun.
What?
Is this the one with the steadfast effect? Or is that skills? Why are there so many harpoon guns?
It's penetrating, apparently.
Oh, penetrating. Okay, that's decent.
That's good.
Some armor removal.
So I go B with this one.
Yeah, B tier. Not as good as Admiral's Friend, I'd say, but still a strong effect.
The Wastelander's Friend is a bit lonely, and the Admiral's Friend is not in the same place, so they can't be friends. So
yep,
we'll put the Defender in there too.
B tier's alright. It's a decent weapon. Like, the harpoon guns overall did get good legendary effects, even if I'm not the biggest fan of them as a weapon.
Yeah.
Right. Final Judgment.
Is that Maxon's minigun? It is.
It is. Great name
or
as
Gatling
well.
laser.
I think that might be my favourite name.
It is a good name.
Oh yeah, Gatling laser.
Okay. It comes with the rapid legendary effect. Great thing for a Gatling laser.
Yep.
There's a massive note here underneath the thing. Due to the way the game calculates bonus percentages, the rapid effects massively boosts the damage output of a Gatling laser outfitted with the Charging Barrels mod. Instead of increasing the 25% rate of fire that is left of the standard value by another 25%, resulting in 31.25%, the effect simply adds the two values for a result of 50% of the regular rate of fire and 100% increase to damage output. So,
nice.
This, combined with the quadruple per shot damage the charging barrels provide, makes Final Judgment one of the most powerful weapons of the game, as it deals extremely high energy damage with a quick rate of fire, has remarkable accuracy, and the most cost-efficient ammunition type of any weapon in the game. I like that little blurb there. S tier.
It's nice. Go an S tier. I was going to say S or A.
Yeah, S tier.
Yeah. They put up like 2 kind of post-game great Gatling lasers.
Actually, availability might put it at A tier.
Oh, are we shifting down to A?
Yeah.
All right.
It was my knee-jerk reaction, but because it's wielded by Maxon, like,
yeah, you have to go against the Brotherhood of Steel, kill Maxon, and loot him to get it. Like, I didn't get it the last time I went against Brotherhood of Steel because I didn't loot him in time.
Yeah. Also, depending on your game and your system that you're playing it on, Maxon sometimes doesn't drop out of the vertibird when he's supposed to.
Oh,
and can drop out behind the airport and miss the fight entirely. Which is a bit of a letdown, because Maxon's such a badass. and missable because of that. Okay, Nuke Launcher. F tier. F tier. Nuke is
straight F tier.
Absolute trash. What were they thinking?
Pretty colors.
That's it.
Yep.
It's blue.
I mean, as a weapon, it's useless. As like a kind of portable fireworks
Check
display,
out this blue.
I guess it kind of works.
For anyone else, it's a remade like mushroom cloud animation type thing that has the most annoyingly small area of effect. No idea what was going on. Like, it's just not good.
Alright. Party starter.
I don't remember what this one is.
I'm trying to remember in my head. Like, I've got a feeling this is a decent missile launcher, but I can't quite remember the effect. Is it just like extra damage against humans?
Yes. It's an assassin's missile launcher.
Yeah, which I think is fine as an effect.
Yeah.
Like, you go up against a lot of humans, a lot of fairly strong
Unlike
ones as well.
Fallout 76.
Bonus damage with. Yeah. I mean, you go up against a lot of humans now.
Yeah, now. Yeah.
When the game first came out, it was purely PvP. Although it took them long enough to update Assassins so it actually affected humans rather than players.
I'll put that in
Still grumpy about
C
that.
because it is still a bit situational.
C tier. Yeah, like, it's better than just a default missile launcher,
Yeah.
so if you're already using one, may as well switch to that. Sergeant Ash is incredible.
Kneecapper. Oh my goodness.
Yeah,
this is perfect.
flamer.
This is a perfect flamer.
Yeah, we're going straight in S tier, right?
Yeah.
Yep, this is just...
Yeah.
People love this. This is the only flamer I see people going on about, because... Yeah.
In case you haven't been enlightened, those of you listening, the Kneecapper legendary effect makes you a god in Fallout 4. Like, I don't know any other way to say it. Like, you can walk through and steamroll everything if you're able to kneecap something.
Imagine if the dart gun from Fallout 3 was a flamethrower.
That's a good way to envision it, yeah. But you're actually doing damage too, like, because the dart gun barely does any damage. It just cripples the legs.
Yeah.
But this is like the whole package, and you're setting your enemy on fire. What's not to like? Yeah,
it's perfect. Only downside I'd say is potential friendly fire, but screw them, they'll just be burnt to death.
Maybe ammo. Maybe ammo would be a bit of a pain.
You can craft it, and it's not that
okay,
bad.
yeah, you're right. Never mind. I don't know what I'm saying.
Yeah, like ammo is sometimes a concern, because you don't find a ton of it, but as long as you know you're going to be using it, you can sort yourself out easy enough.
Justice! The hammer of justice. So this is a combat shotgun?
Yes.
Yeah, combat shotgun. They have very similar looks, the combat shotgun and combat rifle.
Combat shotgun and
I get very confused.
So close in design.
So this comes with the staggering effect. which has a chance to stagger on hit. Coming out of a shotgun, that's likely going to happen every shot.
Yep.
Which is good. Like, stagger, I'm pretty sure stagger works on pretty much everything, right?
Probably.
So
most enemies at the very least.
Yeah, so
there might be an exception.
This is a good effect on a shotgun.
Yeah.
I wouldn't put it on like devastating S tier because it's more like very crowd control kind of focused.
Yep.
So I'll go A or B with Justice.
Let's go A. Let's be generous with it. I know B's looking a little empty, but I feel like a lot of melee weapons will end up in B.
Quite possibly, yeah. The last of the
Skipper's Last
of the
Stand.
harpoon guns.
Yes, this one I'm pretty sure is the extra damage resistance while reloading, right?
It has Last Stand in the name. Yes.
Yeah. It was like Defenders or Last Stand. Like, I remember the name.
Resilient?
Is about Resilient.
Yeah, 150 plus 150 damage resist. Oh my god. Plus 150 damage resistance while reloading. That was so hard to read like a normal human.
Oh dear. Now, I want to throw this in F tier, but I think it deserves to be in D tier. I do not think this effect is actually that good.
Okay.
Like, I hear people go on about it, and it is nice to have that bonus. And for a weapon with a slow reload, you get the bonus for a little bit longer, but it's not that long you get a bonus to just damage resistance as well.
Yeah.
Like, it's just not that great. Disappointing again.
Yep.
Alright, I'll let you talk about the Striker.
Okay.
I feel like you will have things to say about it.
I did do a uniques guide for Far Harbor. And the Striker was one of the few actual uniques in that DLC. So this is a fat man with a unique mod that fires bowling ball ammo.
Yes.
And its effect is a 50% chance to cripple the target's leg.
Makes sense when you're shooting a bowling ball at someone.
But it's the Striker that it comes on, because you can still like take the Striker mod off of it.
Yes.
So in very metagaming fashion, like the popularized build for this was to get something like, was it the Big Boy, which is the 2-shot. Throw this mod on top of it, and then you have a 2-shot bowling ball cannon. In which you can collect the bowling balls and get more ammo than you made to fire out of it. But this is still like a joke weapon.
Yeah.
And
like, it's fun, but it's not
It's
effective.
not practical at all.
Yeah.
But it's not at the level of like the paddle ball, which is not even on this list, I noticed.
No. Below F tier for that one.
So I'll probably go C tier.
C
or D tier. D tier
D
for the
tier.
Striker. Sorry.
Yeah. I think C's a bit too generous. Like, it's fun, but it's not good. Alright, Caedo, I have a question for you before we carry on.
S tier.
No. I was gonna say, we have quite a few entries still left.
Yes.
And we are pushing up in time. So I was wondering if you wanted to do all the guns this time, and maybe save melee and unarmed for next time, or if you want to just kind of push through quickly.
Let's go through quickly.
Alright. You're the melee expert. I'm gonna leave this all down to
I'm
you,
the
honestly.
melee expert. Okay, the 2076 World Series Bat. This is a truly unique bat in Fallout 4. That has a amazing effect of chance to knock back.
Yeah.
And it's not on, as far as I know, it's not on any other weapon in the game. S tier, truly unique, really fun.
It works on any enemy, which is great when you hit something big like a Death Claw.
And fully modifiable with the Nuke World stuff, so you can put rockets on it. Like, You can go the full
Just
9 yards
real
with this
strong.
thing. It is so much fun. Adam's Judgment. A tier. Big and clunky.
Right.
Does a lot of fun damage things. Let me double check that one too, because I haven't played Fallout 4 in a long time. Unique melee does so it's 40 base damage and 100 that's a lot of radiation damage.
It is.
Yeah. Any human is gonna have the worst time if you're using this hammer. And it's got good melee damage.
It's got a unique design as
And
well,
unique
which I think just does help.
And the unique design. Truly unique weapons. Weird. Big Jim, it's a wrench. D tier.
Yeah, I'm cool with that.
Bloodletter. That is a hook on a stick.
You're not wrong.
Wounding, legendary effect. What is the wounding effect?
Man, even I don't remember that
Oh my
one.
goodness. Okay. Let me see if I can... No such thing as bleed resistance and bleed effects stack. Okay. That is a good, important thing to note. So that's going to go in B tier.
Does bleed damage, I assume.
Does bleed damage, but there's no such resistance in the game to bleed damage. So, and it can stack, which can make this a pretty devastating weapon if you swing it a lot.
Yeah. If it was faster, like swing speed, or on a faster swing speed weapon, I should say, that's when it'd be real good.
Cetos. Oh my god. Ceto, this man with his synth apes. This is a supposed unique baseball bat modified with a spike rock and aluminum modifications. It comes equipped with the relentless legendary effect, refilling the player's action points on critical hits.
Fine.
Another B tier.
Yeah.
Also,
like, that's a decent effect, but not great.
Yeah. Also something Ceto should have been using.
Yep.
Not something you should save for a rainy day when you're fighting gator claws.
Yeah. Onto the Fence Buster.
I don't remember this thing at all.
I feel like this might be another penetrating one.
You are correct.
Hey, that's not particularly great, but it's not terrible.
Is penetrating like primarily only like ranged? Like, does that make this?
I think this might be the only penetrating melee one, but like, it's a good enough effect.
All right.
I feel like maybe B tier as well. Like,
yeah, we'll go B tier.
Makes it better.
General Child's Revenge. I don't have any good associations with this weapon.
No, it's for bonus damage to robots, isn't it?
That'd be so hilarious. You're correct.
Yeah. I hear people go on about this a bit just because you can buy it early, but
what?
You don't want to be hitting robots.
No, this is the... Is that one you can buy? Oh, you can. Oh, at the Drumlin Diner. Oh, okay.
Yeah. The legendary weapon.
I was confusing this with the Shem Drown sword.
Oh, no. Yeah, like, I hear people often be like, you should get General Chow's Revenge whenever I, like, start a new character
but
on
why?
live stream. No, you don't want to be, like, hitting robots generally in melee.
No, you don't. Like, you want to...
Yeah.
Do you want to be in melee range with a freaking Assaultron? No. Nobody wants to be in melee range with an Assaultron. Even people who use melee.
Yeah. Alright, D or F?
D, what? For what?
For General Chow's Revenge.
D.
Well,
sorry.
D.
I thought we've already moved on to the next one. No, this one's S. Krem's Tooth
goes in S.
Fully customizable, sick looking blade that you can take from one from the initial machete that you find it on and add it to another machete to double up on legendary effects.
Actually makes the machete good.
Yeah, actually makes the machete good. And let me double check on the effect. Make sure I'm it's a sacrificial blade mod.
Poison damage, doesn't it?
Poison damage, which probably like penetrates most things also.
A few things do have poison resistance, but I feel like it's My Alert Queens and big things that you're probably not going to want to use this against anyway.
Yeah, probably.
Like, it's got a fast swing speed as well. It's just real good. It's a beautiful little design on it too.
Mm-hmm.
Which, gotta love that.
It does. And an excuse to be creeped out at Dunwich Boars.
Yeah.
Kellogg's pistol.
Yep, we're back to guns
Your
briefly.
boyfriend?
For a weapon that everyone gets. Kellogg is so great. so great. You don't even know yet, but there's a video coming out next week where I talk about Kellogg again. I can't help it, right?
It's relentless. It's for those who use VATS and get those critical strikes for action points. I'm going to put it in A.
A? B.
B. Okay, fine.
B. I'm not letting get... Like, I love Kellogg, but... His pistol's, like, good, but it's not great. It's just like, yeah, if you're using VATS a fair bit, that's pretty decent. But the 44 isn't the best in VATS when you're going for a pistol build.
Mm-hmm.
It's a bit costly, so... I think it's still good, but it's not great.
Okay. Pikmin's Blade, it's another wounding weapon. So I'm gonna put that in A tier because of how fast it is.
Yeah, you just stab. Shanked a person. I suppose are all words I'm allowed to say. It's great.
You stabbed him.
Yes. That's the translation.
Okay. The laughable design of the Ripper. In Fallout 4. Very disappointed.
Yeah, if anyone wants to laugh, just put on some power armor and equip a Ripper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know who designed, like, the chain apparatus for the Ripper, but what were you doing? How do you know?
I mean, it looks, I suppose, more realistic as kind of an army tool, but as a weapon, it's not
but
it's
just a bicycle chain. Like, there's no blades on it like a chainsaw would have.
Yeah.
And it also runs through these little things that would block any blades that would be on it.
Yeah.
I'm not an engineer. That's a mechanical nightmare, though. So this has the Sentinels effect, which allows the player to take 15% less damage when standing still.
No,
Garbage.
Not a great effect.
Garbage.
What rank are you putting it in?
F.
F. Oh, so someone is angry
No,
with the Ripper.
But the design of the Ripper in Fallout 4, the effect that they decided to give this one, like anything else, dude, if they put wounding on it, it would automatically shoot it right up to the top.
Yep.
Like,
I mean, we do have another Ripper, which we'll go through in a bit, which is gonna be high.
Okay.
So,
Rockville Slugger. We have so many sluggers.
isn't this less action point cost?
Oh, I looked up Rockville
Like
instead of the Rockville
less...
Slugger.
Oh.
Whoops.
Just go on a Google Deep dive, even.
Yep.
I feel like 40% less action point cost.
That's enhanced. Yes. 40% less action point cost.
Not that great. Like, it's not bad, but there's a lot of good options for baseball bats.
Trademarked by Mo Cronin.
Ah,
It's a trademarked SWATA.
excellent. I'm feeling C or D for this. to be
Yeah, I'm
honest.
gonna go C. Well, no,
that's-
D. That's D.
D?
Yeah.
Alright.
There's
so many better choices.
many good choices for melee. And many horrible choices for melee, apparently. Shem Drown.
We'll get us. Isn't this radiation damage on the sword?
Yeah, I think this one's kind of crap.
This is the only unique revolutionary sword?
Yep.
Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
It's clear that no one uses these. They're
It has the irradiated
not
effect.
really good.
That is
Okay. I'm F here.
garbage. F tier.
I'm going F
This-
tier. No one uses the base
No.
model, and then you've given it an effect which isn't strong in any way. Right?
I just realized that Grognak's axe is not on this list.
Oh, man.
That's like the one thing that's like everybody knows
Yeah.
it.
I think they're missing, like, the uniques which have their own base models
Yeah.
from this list. So yeah, that's why we've also not got, like, the Deliverer. I feel like most of the things on there are either going to be S or F, because it's either a complete gimmick or crazy
Yeah.
strong.
Okay, so Sword of Wonders. That's a penetrating.
Yep, 30% armor penetration. That's solid enough, but not great. So,
C tier.
C tier?
C tier. I
yeah,
think.
like, that's fine.
Yeah.
You want to use a sword.
It's better than General Chow's
for it.
Revenge for sure, because that one's more specific.
Yes. Fish Catcher, I'm pretty sure once again is the VATS enhanced.
It is. Yes.
Yeah.
So
I kind of want to go D.
D works. That's where I was kind of hovering.
I don't like it.
The Harvester,
Yeah.
I feel that one's going to be high.
That's the staggering effect.
Oh, yeah,
I'm pretty
that-
sure.
Yep, that's staggering. That's
S tier.
it's a staggering, fastest hitting weapon in the game. Melee, that is.
That's how you make the Ripper, despite looking
That's an S tier.
Still be great.
I'm running out of room on my screen capture to like get the whole thing.
Oh, I am scrolling up and down.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's gonna be quite a
Oh,
few.
we're getting close here. Okay, Throat Slicer. I remember this one being pretty good too. This is one of the Nuka World knives.
One of the Nuka World weapons. Yeah. I feel like this is going to be S tier again, but I also can't quite remember the effect.
Disciple's Blade.
Is it just bleeding?
It's wounding. Yep.
Yeah, but on such a fast swing
that's
speed.
above Pikmin's Blade then. So I guess S tier.
Yeah.
Because it's stronger.
Yep. Yeah, just a great, strong weapon. On to the first of the two unarmed weapons now.
All right. Butcher's Hook. Here we go.
I don't remember this one.
Has
Which is
the
bad because it's 50% of the unarmed.
Relentless legendary effect, which refills action points on a critical hit.
That's not that good, especially not for a hook.
I'll put it in D.
Yeah, I think it can go into D.
Kiloton.
The Kiloton
Radiant Rifle is another C.
What, another C?
Oh wait, that's just more radiation.
It's explosive.
Oh wait, it's explosive? Oh.
Yeah,
that's what I get for not looking it up.
Spray version 2.
B. Put it in B.
B. Oh, okay. You're putting Spray and Pray higher. I feel like people are going to be angry, but I want them to be. Furious Power Fist. This one has its effect in the name.
Yep, because they couldn't be bothered to give it one. B tier.
I mean, come on, they had two entire unarmed weapons today.
They even waited for the next one. Yeah, B tier for Furious Power Fist. I'm so over it.
The last, yeah, it's fine. I mean, you're gonna kill Swan probably.
Yeah.
It's a decent enough weapon, but it's just a shame. The Last Minute, which is the Ghost Rifle.
You get that from defending the castle, right?
Ronnie Shaw sells it, I think.
Last Minute comes with a shielded barrel. It has a crippling effect, but it is a Gauss rifle.
No. Yeah, on a Ghost Rifle, crippling is not particularly good.
Really?
I'm gonna say D tier.
Yeah, I'm with you on that.
Like, yeah, I want an instigating Ghost Rifle. That's what I want.
So, Le Fusil Terrible.
Terrible shotgun, right?
The terrible shotgun. I really have a feeling that this is a reference to Metal Gear Solid. Maybe I just want it. I just want it to be, but it's probably just based on the terrible shotgun in Fallout 3.
Yeah,
like
this
a reference
is
of a
more
reference.
Damage, but more recoil, right? As the effect.
Yeah, plus 25% damage / limb damage, but also significantly increased recoil.
Yeah, the recoil is genuinely a bit of a problem, but flat out damage is very nice.
Mm-hmm.
I want to say B tier.
Yeah, I'll go B tier.
Like, it's solid, but not strong enough.
With the terrible shotgun from France.
Yeah.
Lucky Eddie.
Am I remembering right that this one actually gives you extra luck while wielding it?
Yeah.
Yeah, isn't it like +2 luck or something while you're wielding it?
Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah, it's such a weird one.
This is a weird gun.
Anything that does that. Yeah. I made a build around it once. Just lots of crits with it. And it's kind of fun, but it's definitely not a great weapon.
D.
D.
That's a weird gun.
Yeah. I want to put it in C, but it is a D tier weapon.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, reliable, though. That is good.
Is it reliable?
It's very reliable. It's instigating, right? Which on a lever action, already like a super strong, like high damage output weapon.
2-shot. That's a 2-shot.
It's a 2-shot?
Yeah. S tier.
What? No! Not on a lever action.
It's S tier.
It's not S tier.
It's
the first one we're
tier.
actually fighting over. I was gonna say C tier.
What? For a 2-shot lever action?
Yeah, lever action's all about accurate, long-range damaging shots.
Yeah.
Two-shot reduces your accuracy a bit.
No, the point of lever action is you can fire it rapidly.
You can fire like 5 shots rapidly.
Yeah, it's 2-shot.
And then you have to reload. If you use it, I think you're using lever actions wrong.
We're second to last, and we're gonna fight over a lever action.
I'm sorry, I didn't realize you were going to be wrong.
I'm putting
Clearly
it.
we go.
I want to put it in A then.
I'm gonna put it at A just because we're going quite long on this recording. I have other stuff to do.
December's Child. This one, I remember, has a lot of neat effects.
Yeah, I feel like it's faster fire rate and reload, plus it uses like 12.7 millimeter?
5.56.
And it's lighter. Oh, 5.56, sorry, yeah. The same as the assault rifle.
Yep.
Doesn't it weigh less as well?
Probably. It does some weird stuff.
Yeah, they basically built a different gun and then just gave it the same skin as a combat rifle.
It's like this weapon, C notes.
Yeah. I genuinely do wonder if they started programming this as a different gun and just didn't get around to giving it its own unique skin in time.
Okay, so there's a huge breakdown in the notes section about this thing. Despite claiming to have reduced weight, December's Child weighs exactly as much as a regular combat rifle. It also says December's Child boasts exactly the same damage rating as a regular combat rifle, despite using a supposedly more powerful round, while 45 rounds are the more uncommon types of ammo themselves. 5.56 rounds are even harder to come by.
Oh. Is this an F tier one?
The weapon can still be modified to fire 38 rounds or 308 rounds, thus making it most distinctive property entirely moot. Doing so basically turns December's Child into a regular combat rifle with the rapid legendary effect.
I mean, rapid is good, but I'm kind of disappointed by that other stuff, which is making me bitter about this gun.
Yeah, a little bit.
It's very difficult to get as well.
It is. Yeah, this is Dima's something. Oh, inside the Vim Pop Factory, an area that Dima used as a secret medical lab.
Yeah, it's like endgame Far Harbor gun. You're gonna have better stuff.
C tier.
C? Okay, I'll put it in C tier. But I hate it. Bad gun. Why aren't you better?
All right.
That is all of them ranked.
So, we'll do one final sweep. S tier. Problem Solver, Splatter Cannon, Eternus, Ashmaker, Sergeant Ash, lots of Ash, 2076 World Series Bat, Krem's Tooth, The Harvester, and Throat Slicer. Those are S tier. A tier.
Nice. I think we don't need to go for all of them. People have seen them as we go.
No, I want to say it out loud.
Okay.
Let me do it.
I'll let you do it then.
A tier. Overseer's Guardian, Spray and Pray, Experiment 18A, Hub's Alien Blaster, Lorenzo's Artifact Gun, Protectron's Gaze, Righteous Authority, Admiral's Friend, Big Boy, Final Judgment, Justice, Adam's Judgment, Pikmin's Blade, Old Reliable, lots of Judgment. B tier. Kiloton Radium Rifle, Wastelander's Friend, Defender's Harpoon Gun, Bloodletter, Cito's Shiny Slugger, Fence Buster, Kellogg's Pistol, Furious Power Fist, Le Fusil Terrible. C tier, Radical Conversion, Eddie's Peace, Old Faithful, Sentinel's Plasma Caster, The Gainer, Party Starter, Sword of Wonders, December's Child. D tier, Reba 2, Good Intentions, Prototype UP77, Skipper's Last Stand, The Striker, Big Jim, General Chow's Revenge, Rockville Slugger, The Fish Catcher, Butcher's Hook, The Last Minute, Lucky Eddie. F tier, Tinker Tom Special, Survivor's Special, Virgil's Rifle, Wazer Rifle. Oh my god, this is so hard to say. Death from Above, Nuka Nuke Launcher, Reckoning, and Shemdrown Sword. There we go. There is our tier list. Thank you. Who was the creator of this? I think we already mentioned it, right?
Raticus Real.
Raticus Real. Thank you for making this list. Thank you for making it fun for us to complain about Legendaries in Fallout 4.
I will say one positive is for the most part there's like a decent spread with weapon like types. Like we've not got just all the guns are good and all the melee is bad.
Yeah.
Like there's a fairly good mixture of almost every weapon type getting some good, some bad.
Yeah. And I apologize for scrolling up and down because of how many items were on this list. So you'll see that a lot
Big list.
on screen probably. But there's nothing I can do besides scroll. Okay, real quick. Sarge, what have you been playing?
I have been playing Magic the Gathering Arena, which is the thing I talked about or hinted at earlier. I got back into it a couple of days ago. I'm having fun, even though I'm obviously not paying tons of cash to instantly win by getting all the good cards.
You're not
but
paying
I'm
to
still
win.
doing all right. Yeah. Well, it's not quite pay to win, but it is definitely pay to have a chance to win if you don't already have good cards. But I've been playing like different game modes which unlock a bunch of cards at once, which has kind of helped me just get through. And I'm doing daily quests and stuff, and redeeming codes for free packs, which is handy.
Nice.
But yeah, I've been having a lot of fun with it. Also, on the console, previously I've been doing Oblivion. This time, I've tried out Assassin's Creed Origins. Because unlike the PC version, I don't have to go through some stupid Ubisoft launcher. I can just play the game.
Yay! Man, console gaming so great.
Yeah, and I've been enjoying it. It's fun. It feels like it's going to be quite a grindy, long game overall, where you just have to put in hours upon hours upon hours if you want to like do all the quests and stuff. But I just enjoy it as a bit of mindless fun most of the time, with the occasional very mild history lesson. And I just did the Final Fantasy integrated quest without realizing it, so when I suddenly had a Chocobo camel, I was very confused. But now I get to wander around with Ultima Weapon, so that's good.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And finally, I've been getting slightly addicted to Dawn of War 2 Dark Crusade,
Ooh.
which is an old Warhammer 40k RTS, and it's amazing.
That's
like
awesome.
Yeah. I started playing it with a friend because we were looking for something while waiting for Total War Warhammer 3 to get the new Immortal Empires game mode, and we settled on that because it's a small multiplayer game we both had, and it's just great. You get to play as a bunch of different factions, take over Planet of Kronos. It's incredible. It's just so good.
That's
What
awesome.
have you been playing, Caedo?
Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak. I hunted monsters and reconnected with a friend that I used to hunt monsters with, and now I'm part of his community too, and they do a lot of OC stuff, and there's a lot of people there that play Monster Hunter, and I've been playing Monster Hunter a lot.
Yay!
That's it.
Hey viewers, can you tell that we're rushing through the end because we've been recording for a long time, both for busy schedules?
Yeah, well, not really. I'm not really busy.
I mean, you need to go sleep.
I'm just tired.
I have stuff to do because I'm moving. Next time the podcast happens, I'll be in a new place.
Oh my god! Sarge, I'm so excited for you.
I can actually be in the next episode because who knows how my move's going to go.
Yeah, it may just be a solo recording. That'd be weird.
Yeah. But
okay.
Hey, everyone might see me in 2 weeks' time or never see me again.
No! No! Please come back.
I will try to.
Okay, well, everyone, if you have some comments about stuff or whatever, comment of the cast, you can be one if you want. Thank you to David Hoover and Wasteland Legends Sven for being Wasteland Legends supporters. If you want to support us, go to our Patreon. There's a link below, as well as Sarge's channel. Check out his stuff. He's doing builds. He's doing a playthrough of Skyrim, and I am doing a playthrough of Fallout 2, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Goodbye.